lovely people, it's your girl Obaa Yaa. If you're new to my channel, I say welcome, and if you are a returning subscriber, thank you for tuning back in. In today's video, I want to talk about reasons why the middle section of your hair is breaking off and how to prevent it from breaking off even more in future. So if this topic interests you, then keep on watching. Before we dive right into it, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Turn on the post notifications so that you're notified when I upload my new video, and check me out on Instagram. Okay, now without further ado, let's get right into this video. I wear buns the majority of the time. Like, let's say 80% of the time my hair is twisted up in a bun. And I have mentioned in a couple of videos that it is not good to have your hair in the same position for a long period of time. For instance, if you're wearing a bun always on the top of your head, or just putting tension on one particular spot for a long period of time. And I noticed that in my hair, wearing buns all the time in one section led to breakage, and I'm actually dealing with the results of that. The fact that I realized that too late, and now I'm trying to grow out the middle section of my hair. Some spots, there are breakage due to the bun, and there are other things that broke my hair off, which I'll get into as this video proceeds. But like, that's why it's very important to alternate the position of your bun if you're wearing bun, or if you're putting so much tension on one particular spot in your head. It's very, very, very important to note when it's time to change the style, or when it's time to alternate the position of the bun, for instance. So ever since I noticed that, I try not to wear my hair, or I try not to wear my bun always in the same spot. For instance, sometimes I wear it right on top of my head, or then I shift it a little bit further, or I shift it back, or I wear a lower bun, or I wear a pony, or whatever. I just try not to put too much tension in the middle section, just to avoid breakage. The next thing that broke off the middle of my hair, and it's something that I noticed later, is the fact that I neglected that area. I didn't moisturize my hair in that area the way I moisturized the other sections of my hair. I would moisturize the ends, like the ends got so much product, and the hair shaft and the edges and the back of my hair, and then I would just rub it. But then I never focused enough product for the middle section of my hair, and always when I re-moisturized my hair, the top layers would get all the moisture and the middle section would be suffering. And that is something that I realized later, because I always wondered why that section felt drier than the rest of my hair. And that was due to the fact that when I was moisturizing my hair, I did not apply much more moisture to that section, so it dried out quicker than the rest of my hair. So let's say I wanted to re-moisturize my hair, but this section didn't feel dry, so I wouldn't re-moisturize my hair, not knowing that this middle section was already drying out. And by the time I moisturized this hair, I would moisturize this, but not enough, so it just kept drying out, and that led to breakage. That is something that you should keep in mind and take note of it. This leads me to my next point: knowing the type of hair you have. Sometimes one does not have the same porosity level on each section of your head. So that means that you might have a higher porosity level in this section and a lower porosity in this section. So if this section is moisturized, very moisturized, because you've pampered it and given it so much moisture, but this section dries out quicker because it's a higher porosity. But since you moisturize your hair, let's say every 3 days or every 4 days, it just differs from hair to hair. And this section, since it's a higher porosity, it dries out quicker, and that means you would need to moisturize it every single day or multiple times a day. And because of the other porosity levels in your hair, you're judging your entire hair based off on these sections, neglecting the fact that this middle section is a different porosity. The middle section suffers because of that. So by the time you moisturize your hair 4 days later, 5 days later, 5 days later, this middle section is severely dried off, And then on top of that, when you moisturize your hair, you don't moisturize it enough. You don't give it the amount of moisture that it requires, so it keeps drying out and it keeps being brittle, and therefore it breaks off, leading to those short pieces that we tend to find in the middle of our head. The other thing that I noticed with why my middle section is breaking off, or was breaking off, and I was wondering, what's going on? And that is from umbrellas. Yes, you might be like, how does umbrella break off your hair? Umbrella has caused me a really, has broken a lot of my hair, has broken my hair off so many times, and it's so annoying. That is because when I wear my hair out, it usually happens when I wear my hair out most of the time. When it's raining and I'm using the umbrella, when it's snowing, whatever, and I'm using the umbrella, and sometimes my hand gets tired, so I lower the umbrella a little bit just to rest my hand, and that is when my hair gets caught up in those wires, those metal wires that are in the umbrella, okay? And my hair gets trapped in it, and I'm trying to get the umbrella out and without ripping off my hair, and it's nearly impossible to get my hair out because it's stuck and I can't see it to get it out. So I end up ripping out my hair because I tried to get the umbrella out of my hair, and that has led to breakage on so many occasions. It had to happen a couple of times before I eventually learned that I don't have to lower the umbrella when I'm using it. I just have to suck it up and just keep my hand up so that my hair does not get stuck in it, because this hair just wants to get trapped on anything, and it has caused me quite a setbacks because of that, because this middle section, sometimes it grows and then something happens and my hair gets stuck on something and then it breaks off again. So yeah, speaking of things breaking off my hair, the other thing is shower heads. I don't know what kind of shower heads you guys be using, but the ones that I have used so far, each of them have broken off my hair. And I'm just saying this to draw attention to it, because it might not occur to you that your shower head is breaking off the middle section of your hair whilst you're washing your hair on wash days, but it can happen because it has happened to me. My shower head, the knobs are a little bit out, so there are sections in between. So when I'm washing my hair on wash days, this is how I hold the shower head on top of my head. And when I'm washing my hair and doing all of that, sometimes I try to get close to my scalp so that the water can really cleanse my scalp and get rid of all the debris and the shampoo, because I don't want any shampoo in my hair. And by doing that, I get too close and then my hair gets stuck in those tiny ridges, and it's so difficult for me to get it out that sometimes I end up ripping my hair out because I can't get it out. And sometimes it's so frustrating that, like, sometimes I'm going so quickly and then I rip it out in that motion. And I don't know the feeling, if you experience the feeling of when you are doing something and then you rip your hair out, and that feeling is so, I can't express it, but it's really painful. I start doubting myself and question my abilities of showering. I'm like, how did I just rip my hair out? And anyway, so this is something that you should consider. You could consider next time when you're showering or washing your hair to be more attentive and not let your shower head get close to your hair and rip your hair out. In general, it's very important to be gentle with your hair. I always say this in most of my videos when I'm talking about how to grow your hair and how to maintain length and how to retain length. One of the keys of retaining length is being patient with your hair and handling your hair with care. And certain sections of your hair need more gentility and more patience when handling it, because the strands are more fine versus the other strands of your hair. So you might happen to have a more fine texture on the top of your head, therefore it breaks off easily compared to the rest of your hair, because the other strands can withstand more of your manipulations and everything. So if you know this, then you have to keep in mind, so when you're combing your hair or when you're putting the cream in your hair, when you get to that particular section that is fine, now in this case the middle section, you have to be more gentle, more careful, and treat it very much like a baby, like a fragile baby, okay? So guys, the latter part of this video just became corrupt. I don't know what happened, but the camera just decided to do its own thing. I can just insert how it looks like. It's just so blurry, so I decided just to cut it out and to do this voiceover to end the video, okay? The last thing I was actually talking about was about scalp massages to help in growth. And if you have had experience with it and if it has worked for you, you can leave in the comments below how it has worked out for you. I have not tried it yet because I'm a little bit lazy when it comes to things like that. I'm not really consistent when it comes to things like that, but I might try to incorporate it into my regimen and see how it works, if it actually works for me also. And there are other things that I have also seen on YouTube, like the inversion method, where you lay down upside down, like your head is upside down, you're something like that, and you massage your scalp. So, and people testify that it works. So I don't know if I'll have the time to actually try these things out and then see if it actually works, but maybe that's for another video sometime in the future. I'll actually try it out. But anyways guys, that's it for today's video. I hope you liked this video, and if you did, don't forget to give it a like, to subscribe if you haven't already, and to hit the notification bell so that you're notified when I upload my new video. Thank you so much for watching this video, and see you again next week Sunday. It's your girl Obaa Yaa. Bye bye.